Click record.
I did.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season 2
Yep. Yep.
of the CTTV podcast.
This is a new era.
Nate and Ty unironically quit the podcast. They will not be on the podcast any further. Ty decided he was tired of the criticism he was seeing in the comments. He's like, I get it. I'm not funny, so I'm just going to not be on the podcast. And then Nate broke up with his girlfriend and hooked up with Ty and moved with him. So
to San Francisco, very fittingly. And now Nate saw that OnlyFans was getting rid of adult content in October, so he thought, I got to get on that hype train at the very last minute. So that's what he's doing now. Go follow Nate at Nate Tuss, OnlyFans / Nate Tuss.
Yep, sounds about right. Pressing question. Out of every profession that exists, which do you think contains the highest ratio of people you could beat up? My answer is dentists.
I don't know. Dentists are crazy. I think, I don't know, the people with like who do x-rays always seem kind of beta. If we're talking doctors, that's what I'm just thinking of immediately after dentists.
Dentist assistants.
Yeah, and they're more likely to have cancer as well.
I feel like
all
dentist assistants are short.
Oh, that's true. The assistants.
Have you noticed that? They're all short.
But I think I could take like 98% of all dentists and 100% of all dentist assistants.
I feel like all dentists are usually Chads, though.
That's, I think...
I've never met a single dentist that I didn't think I could beat up.
I know an entire group of dentists who surf. Like a whole half dozen of them.
Anyone can surf, Dane.
Well, anyone.
Okay, besides
like,
quadriplegics and disabled people,
they can even surf. Actually, yeah. I don't know. The profession I think it could beat up, though? Man.
Podcasters.
I think any Broadway actor.
A Broadway actor.
Not like actor, because then it's like, oh, then you lump people in like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and that's just not fair. But you never see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on Broadway.
Right, because Broadway's full of pussies.
Yeah.
I
mean, Adam Driver is technically on Broadway.
But it's not every single person you could. It's highest ratio of people you could.
Okay. So. Yeah, so, I mean, Luis Manuel Miranda or whatever his name is that his name?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Broadway.
The guy who made Hamilton, I could definitely beat him up. And I don't mean that as like a brag. I mean that as like, I think he's just a pile of sticks and rocks and not rocks. I don't want to punch rocks.
A pile of sticks. Wouldn't that be a,
That's a bundle of sticks. We need Nate here.
You know the like fascist symbol that Mussolini used was a bundle of sticks?
Really?
Yep. With like, because like the whole thing is like, with a stick for a handle, the axe is weak, but with a bundle of sticks for a handle, the axe is strong. And it's like, damn, Mussolini, I thought you were kind of, against that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like socialist sounding.
Yeah, well, he was a socialist before he invented fascism.
For the longest time, I thought Mussolini was some type of spaghetti noodle.
That's fair. I mean, he is Italian. I think
it's funny that he's called Il Deuce, like, because he's a piece of shit. I think that's pretty funny.
The Deuce. That's pretty rad. Oh, speaking of Deuce, I had a friend who talked to me. He worked at Taco Bell for like, I think he said he worked there for like 3 years. He worked at Taco Bell, and he says by far the worst day of the year to work there was 420. He said, when it hits around 4 o'clock and the first stonely dude walks in, kind of stumbles in and walks straight to the bathroom, oh, it's all over. This is the beginning of the end of the Taco Bell bathroom. And he says, you have to clean it once an hour. Usually, you don't have to clean it that much. They're dropping bombs in there. And
that's rank.
He was telling this to a whole, yakking too. I mean, you're getting just absolutely just stoned out of your mind.
Everyone greens out and throws up in the Taco Bell bathroom.
Oh, yeah, and throws up in the Taco Bell bathroom.
I was just Baja
blah, blah. They're going to Baja Blast. Out of their anus.
My dick's gonna Baja Blast.
Yeah, but he was telling this whole story to a bunch of people, and they were like, "Oh man, I bet it's like they clogged the toilet." And I was like, "No, clogged the toilet? What are you talking about? This is Taco Bell. The sewer pipes were like the Autobahn down there. It was like going as fast as they can, just like
The Taco Bell bathroom better be able to flush good."
Yeah,
dude. Speaking of Taco Bell, you, Nate, and Ty went to Spain. And they're gone, and you didn't even get to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. I did go to Spain. That was wild.
In other
a lot of good food.
Vacation news, I went to Taiwan.
Yeah, there's one to Taiwan.
I drove around the whole island. It's like a 5-hour drive from top to bottom.
It's crazy.
So you just do it twice, and it's 10 hours. It's a nice 2-day trip. You get to see the entirety of Taiwan. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's like an 18-hour flight, though.
What about Thai lose?
Thai does lose.
Yeah, that's what we call Thai in general.
Thai lose.
Thai lose. Look at that, Taiwan.
Can we start calling him that, like, without any context?
Is that racist?
What?
Taiwan and Thai lose. That's a bit like what? Like
it's only racist if you mean it with racist intent.
Oh, okay.
Do you mean to be demeaning when you say that?
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean to demean Thai as a person, but not for his race.
Okay. We can do that just by calling him a dirty Italian anyway, so.
Fucking meatball.
Yeah, he's a meatball. Hey!
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we should start a race war against the Italians and the Italians.
I don't think the Italians are a race. I think they're a ethnicity.
Yeah, I don't care. They just do their own thing.
I believe their race is...
You know what's weird? Is actually, I don't know if he's an immigrant to Denmark, but the dude in the Green Book who plays like the New Yorker Italian, like the driver in the Green Book.
I haven't seen Green Book.
I haven't either. I just know one Best Picture, and it beat racism single-handedly. But yeah, it's the dude who plays Aragorn from Aragon. Is there an R at the end?
Argon.
You're talking about Aragon, like the dragon?
No. The Aragorn Strider from Lord of the Rings.
I haven't watched Lord of the Rings.
You haven't watched Okay. Is it Aragon or Aragorn?
I thought it was like Aragorn.
Aragorn?
I don't know.
I don't like D&D.
Aragon, Lord of the Rings. This, asking like, Siri.
D&D ass shit.
Let's see what Siri has to say.
Not true.
Aragorn. Aragorn?
Watch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Aragorn. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Aragon is the dragon books, and
I could beat the protagonist of Aragon's ass.
Yeah. Isn't he like supposed to be a wuss?
He's like a pussy, like Percy Jackson.
Yeah. Or Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon.
Hiccup could kick my ass.
Really?
I think so.
Nah, that's like the whole point.
He tamed like the badassest dragon there is.
Yeah, by being kind. What, is he going to kill you with kindness?
I don't know, maybe.
I doubt it.
I feel like Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon could kick Aragon boy's ass.
Really?
Yeah.
The books were actually pretty funny.
Dude, he's literally technically like a barbarian or something.
I guess, but technically I'm a barbarian. Do you think you could beat me up?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
but you haven't trained any fucking dragons.
Maybe I have.
No, you haven't.
Maybe I have.
You haven't. Ramen doesn't count. He's a dog.
I haven't trained.
You haven't even trained a dog then, and you're going to...
Expose.
Yeah, I taught him tricks.
Expose, Dane. Just accept defeat.
You know who could kick my ass, though? Nate, unironically.
Oh, yeah. Well, Nate trained Muay Thai for 3 years. Like, I feel like we all seem to forget
I always forget that. Like, I look at him, and I'm like, he's such a little fucking bitch. I could eat you alive. And then, like, my brain's like, wait a second. There was that time he did, like, jiu-jitsu and shit. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. He was,
that's right.
What, he did rugby for 3 years. He did jiu-jitsu for 3 years.
Nate would do rugby over football. Oh, my God.
He did football.
What?
For a year, and freshman year. And then he did varsity wrestling for a year.
I forgot about the wrestling.
Yeah.
And he got wedgied and stuffed into a locker.
Yeah.
That's where the bi comes from.
Yeah, that's why he's bi now. Ow, something stabbed me. What the heck?
Sorry.
What the heck? Hey, what am I?
Cutter, I'm calling the police on you for stabbing Dane.
It was just a little tiny thing. It was like a thorn on my couch.
Right. Gage also quit the podcast. We're legally not allowed to say why.
Okay, cool.
So, just gonna move on from that.
Man, season 2 is starting out on a new foot. But starting out how we started out with Carter here on the episode with a 3 at the end, because episode where Carter first appeared in episode 3 of the podcast. Fun fact, if you just... I'm just gonna grab more candy and make noise in the background. Dude, I know. I usually, when people do this on the podcast, I haven't get mad, but
we haven't recorded a podcast in so long. It's been 10 minutes, and it feels like it's been...
Where'd it go? I just launched it.
You just dropped it on the floor because you're clumsy. Do not put that in your mouth.
It's fine.
Don't.
There's no hair on it.
I will. Do not.
There's no hair.
It's dirty.
I don't care.
There are people.
I don't care.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna put it in my mouth.
You're so gross.
It's not that gross.
It's pretty fucking gross.
Look, if it was like wet, I'd think about it.
That thing is fucking sticky. Like that thing, the bacteria are sticking onto that. Oh my God.
All the hair on the floor is just Dane's hair.
And mine, and yours, and Ramen's, and Ty's, and Nate's, and in parentheses, Gage's.
Because he doesn't have hair. Yeah, I need a vacuum in here again. I'm moving in like 2 weeks. 3.
And then when Dane moves, it'll just be me and Dane.
This floor reminds me of the, like, computer lab carpet.
Yeah, I think it is. We think they used to grow weed in here, the tenants before us, because there's like hooks in the ceiling, and it's like they're blackout curtains. And these lights are perfectly evenly... There's a lot of lights. There's 8 floodlight ports in this like tiny room. You slap some black lights in there. There you go. I'm gonna make them...
You said you're renting this house, right? Mm-hmm. When is your lease ending?
I don't know. I see what you're trying to do.
Carter, I will call the cops on you.
It's legal.
Unless you cut me a slice of the profit.
I'll cut
it's legal
you.
for Carter now.
Yeah, man.
Is it? Can you do that?
Oh, I could still
not
report him to federal authorities.
Yeah, you can't sell
I don't think you can sell unless you have the license.
To the federal police, it's still legal.
Yeah, that's true.
So what's up?
What's up?
Federal law.
Fuck the Fed.
That was one...
Honestly.
And ex. Fuck my ex.
I don't... Well, you didn't. That's why she broke up with you. That's kind of...
Oh.
Bro.
Do we need to talk about that right here? Okay, I broke up with him for other reasons.
I can't believe you wanted to invite him back onto the podcast.
I literally hate his guts. You're the one who keeps inviting him, and I just go along with it.
Well,
because, like, what am I supposed to do? Say no to every guest I don't like? Are you kidding me?
You always talk about me like I'm not here.
I guess that's why we kept Ty on the podcast.
I'm sick and tired of it.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
What the fuck? Nah. That's not true.
The joke is we actually hate Nate.
Yeah, I actually meant Nate. No. Do you think they're going to listen to this?
Sucks.
No, they don't listen to any episodes.
Yeah, but like... no, they're
eventually.
not.
All of our friends who don't record with us don't listen to the podcast anyways. So why would they listen to it now that they're not on it?
Do you listen to the podcast?
Not
Look
recently.
at him fucking shake his head, dude.
I think Izzy listened to most of the episodes.
In a couple years.
That's true.
That
I
is
think
true.
if we ever do stop like the podcast payments, I think they stay up. Hopefully. I don't want to have to pay like a bunch of money every month. That would suck.
Yeah, I don't think
Well, they wouldn't take them off
of
of YouTube or anything.
They're already uploaded.
Yeah, and they're on YouTube. Unless YouTube is like, we're not allowing content on YouTube anymore. Like
OnlyFans move. We're not allowing YouTubers to make YouTube videos. We're only allowing corporations now.
Oh, that'd be so awesome. It's just ads. That's all it is.
That would be depressing as fuck.
Speaking of Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know they changed the wrap for the quesadillas?
They did?
Yeah.
So it's not...
It's like a piece of paper, and they fold it in half.
I don't eat the quesadillas.
The quesadilla is the only thing I eat.
I only eat the crunch wrap.
Oh, the chicken quesadilla is so good. That actually sounds so good right now.
Dude, shout out to like some sick Mexican food. Dane's mom makes a killer taco.
She does.
I just ate 2 of those. God damn.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
God damn.
And the meat's from Costco. It's crazy. taste baller.
Episode where there's a Costco where we're gonna move.
I know
It's
this old guy that always brags about having this Hawaiian shirt that he got from Costco in like 1980.
Is this the Capriati's guy?
I could
No,
destroy
it's
the
not.
CEO of Costco's in a fight.
I just farted.
You know what? I think
There's my dad.
I thought that was your brother for a second.
Hey, y'all.
It's here. Probably shouldn't.
I think I could beat
dox your
teachers.
dad like that. I can't believe your dad's got the walls, dude. He hasn't given us a shout out.
I know. That's so messed up.
That is pretty
He
fucked up.
uploads like a weekly video. You think he'd at least find time once to give us a shout out.
He's talking about like fucking DS every week, but like he can't say, "Oh, by the way, check out my son's podcast."
Son's podcast. Messed up. Anyways, you were
It's
saying.
pretty fucked up.
I was just saying I could beat teachers up. That's the profession.
Yeah.
I feel like most teachers
I know. Yeah.
pretty.
Most teachers.
Most English teachers, especially. Most English
Yeah.
teachers are pregnant women.
That's true.
I do. I guess. I feel like history teachers. Well, I'm thinking about the history.
They have a fundamental understanding of combat.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. Yeah, our European history teacher and Gov teacher were both health fitness nuts. So they just really have to bring in the trash cans in right now.
I don't think our Gov teacher could kick our ass, but I wouldn't want to kick her ass.
No, she's too nice.
I wouldn't want to kick my European history teacher's ass either.
No, she was also
They're actually
nice.
both like two of my favorite teachers of all time.
Yeah, it's true. They're actually, probably in the top 5 best teachers I've ever had.
I can agree to that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Carter's over there like he has no idea who we're talking about.
And the Euro teacher was the hottest teacher at the school until the Gov teacher.
She had a fat ass. Like,
I wonder if she'll ever listen. Nah, she doesn't even know this podcast exists.
She follows me and I've advertised it.
I know, she follows me as well. So crazy.
Well, we're adults now, so what is like
Yeah, I haven't
she
seen
gonna
her.
knock us for saying she's attractive?
No.
I think both of them are attractive.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of hiding it.
I'm tired of hiding my feelings for as a straight male, I'm tired of hiding my feelings for
Of
women.
attraction to women. God, that's so embarrassing to like women, dude.
I know, right?
Like they make it such a big deal, and then like because they make it a big deal, you have to make it a big
I
deal.
hate that I'm straight and attracted to women because men are just so much hotter.
What? Hard disagree.
Yeah, I know. That's just not true. I'm sad. No, I'm not gonna have any more candy, dude. If there's snacks sitting next to me, I just can't resist like eating them. I was at a friend's house yesterday, and they just had a bag of chips out, and I just couldn't stop eating them. I ate like half the bag.
Problem's fixed. I moved.
I know, I appreciate that, but it was just like
hella.
I go bananas. I go ape,
You go bananas.
dude. Oh, me a banana. That's like Amazing Grace, but in the menu.
You remember peanut butter jelly time?
Peanut butter. Yeah, my dad's ringtone on his BlackBerry was peanut butter jelly time.
That's a video by Onision, I think.
No, that's
Or
I'm a
Shane
banana.
Dawson.
No.
Oh,
Onision
you're right.
on
You're
me,
right.
I'm a
I am a banana is Onision.
Onision.
Okay,
Or New-
I mix them up. They're both like total garbage.
in
on
that
YouTube.
era, they both looked very, very similar. And now they're just terrible people.
They're both people I would like trade for a box of shoelaces.
Onision arguably is worse. Trade for shoelaces. Shane Dawson's fat.
Dude, Shane Dawson got fat.
Oh yeah,
I gotta see this. Look at
I
it.
know. Yeah, let's look it up. Pull it up, Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie.
But Onision has never not been a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's true. The only good quote unquote thing he's ever made is "I'm a banana," and even that is contentious. Yeah,
He
yeah,
like
there it
preys
is.
on children.
Whoa.
He's not Tom Scuff,
Nah,
but he's certainly not as thin as he used to be.
No. At the end of the day,
Face is round.
But he's just as funny as Tom Scuff.
yeah.
Which is to say they're not funny.
I'd say, dang, look at that. That's like that's the Shane Dawson.
That is the 2012 cut. Whew. Look at me.
What?
That was my hair.
It's not long enough. And he's got like a...
My hair's not long enough. Are you Josh?
Well,
it's because my headphones are up.
I don't... Well, actually...
Bro, what are you talking about? My bangs are...
Yeah, his hair's way fucking longer.
I don't know. Well...
I could pull off the 2012 emo. I just gotta dye my hair black.
Yeah, dude, I gotta reprise Emo Dane. There's Shane Dawson with his boyfriend.
Check it, Carter. Do I look like Anthony Padilla from like 2010?
Yes, look up Anthony. Oh, dude, this YouTuber, this guy on the left, I can't remember his name. He's got crazy eyes. I think his name is Bo something. Anyways,
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Yeah, let's say it's Logan Paul. Yeah, but he went crazy. Like he made like, I think he did movie reviews. I followed him for a while, and yeah, then he actually went crazy and stopped making videos. Anyways.
I hate YouTubers. They're soulless husks of humans.
What was I gonna look up?
So ugly.
Except Critical. He's genuine. And Germa.
Dude, I heard about the Germa Dollhouse streams, and I actually want to watch those.
I saw some highlights of that.
I know. I just saw one where he jumped out of a window.
Anthony Padilla looks like my supervisor who like just stopped being my supervisor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's a good-looking dude.
He could probably kick my ass.
Oh, yeah. He's vegan. He's got those vegan powers.
Who's this guy from?
Smosh.
Smosh. What the fuck?
Yeah, look, Smosh.
Do you not know what Smosh is?
I don't live on the internet.
No, like...
No, Smosh was like one of the... It was the biggest YouTube channel in the world.
You've turned on a phone at age, like, 10, right?
What the heck? Anthony Padilla looks like my dad in that picture.
He does look like your dad in that picture.
Wait a minute. A lot of these pictures look like my young dad. Does that mean I look like Anthony Padilla?
No, you're blonde. Your dad has black hair.
I know, but just... I want to do a Photoshop. If just put glasses on him and change his hair color. I'm not going to do it right now.
Yeah, we can do it later.
Yeah. But people say I look exactly like my dad when I was his age. Or when he was... Whatever, you know what I mean.
When I was his age. When he was your age.
When he was my age. Yes, that's what it is. So if that looks like my dad when he was between the ages of 20 and 30, does that mean I look like Anthony Padilla? I don't have that wide of a nose, though.
I think your dad might be Anthony Padilla.
Sometimes he's two YouTubers.
Your dad
He's
might
Scott
be
the Waz and Anthony Padilla.
My dad's a B.
Hey, y'all. Anthony Padilla here.
Hey, y'all. Ant here.
What if, bro? Google has had this like
we made a
Tory Gate logo for months now. I feel like
about
see what it is.
Get this weeb shit off the fucking TV. What the fuck?
Now what?
Anyways,
Google is so racist. I'm tired of pretending like they're not.
I was actually gonna reach over for the candy again. I'm an addict.
Yeah, most humans are sugar addicts. You think you're special? Get over it.
We made a movie about root beer.
What if we made a root
beer about movies?
Why?
What?
What possible like good could come from a root beer movie?
I'd like to hear the history of root beer.
It's never been done before.
That's a documentary.
That's still a movie.
Yeah, that would be boring. I'm talking about like a fictional root beer character.
Like a Toy Story kind of thing where it comes to life.
Yes. Dude, what
would be the plot of
there's the
movie?
Root Beer float guy from Adventure Time. Make a movie based off of him. I could feel my bones.
Someone might steal my idea.
Oh, I just remembered. I've never taught. I can't say his name, but I had a coworker who was like hustle grind set dude. I don't know. What did you just say before I remembered about my coworker?
Root beer movie?
No, that was
steal my ideas.
Steal. Yes. So he was a like hustle grind set kid, but like also like hood gangster kid from like the Central Valley. He was a trip, but he was like so much of my opposite that we got along really, really well. Like two sides of the same coin. Like so, like complete foil to myself. Mm-hmm.
Is this the guy who recommended like hood classics to you?
Hood classics? I don't think so.
Dane, I thought you were a hood.
No, that was the dude who used to open boxes in the back. He was like, yeah, he was like watching Medea Goes to Prison, and he was like, "You like that movie?" And I was like, "I've never seen it." And he's like, "Man, I see this movie 5 times in a month."
Gourmet.
I was like, "Sweet, dude." Yeah, but this coworker, he had this brand, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm keeping all my ideas on lock because I don't want the Chinese people to steal them." And I was like, "Okay." And he showed me his stuff, and I was like, "I don't think
This sucks.
yeah." Well, it wasn't terrible. It was just not
Worth stealing.
interesting. Yeah, it turns out he had a felony gun charge as well.
That's wild.
Worked with a felon. So that was cool. He stopped showing up to work, so yeah, he got fired. He was only
That tends to happen to people who don't show up to work.
Yeah, we had 2 people get fired for not showing up to work within a 2-month span, and both were hired on the same day. It was a shame because both of them were 2 of the best workers we've had and 2 of the best people to work with. They're both very, very cool.
I got this kid I was working with the circle game twice. And he was like, "I'm going to fucking get you back." And he's like paranoid every time he comes around me because he thinks I'm going to like get him with it. But I haven't done it to him. And then like one day I noticed that he just like wasn't going to work anymore. And his sister works there. And I was like, "Hey, where the fuck is your brother? Like, I haven't seen him in like a week." She's all, "Yeah, he got fired."
Oh,
Stop showing up to work.
That's
and I'm
cool.
sitting there like, you hate to see it, but in my head I'm like, you'll love to see it. He'll never get me back.
yeah. He'll always be like,
He'll always know.
yeah. You won.
I did.
Keep him up at night. Speaking of keeping up at night, I've had these crazy dreams recently. Oh, did you have a crazy dream?
You just reminded me of
he's-
A, the dream I forgot to tell you about last time I was here, and
Yeah.
B, a crazy dream I had this morning.
Okay. I'll tell mine real quick because they're both they're not super elaborate. But the first one, this is kind of like a dream, like based off of something that really happened in my life. But you ever have those like dreamscapes that are like loosely based on where you live, but it's like completely different? I have that where it's like the shopping center where like the Walmart is here, where it's like hilly, like how it is, but it's like completely different. And the movie theater is like on top of a hill of its own and like way smaller.
Right.
It's a trip. But yeah, I was there and I was walking out of the movie theater. It was like the middle of the day. Like it wasn't even matinee. I saw this movie like in the morning, I guess. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have work today. Let me check what time it is. I have work at 2. And I check the clock and it's 2:15. And I'm like, oh crap. So I'm like, I got to get to work, and I'm with my family. And my family says, oh, no, we got to go home. Like, we're not driving you to work. So I'm like, well, how am I supposed to get there? And they're like, I don't know, just jog. So I just start sprinting. And that was the whole rest of the dream. And it felt like an eternity of me just sprinting. And I woke up just, all sticky from probably sweating in my dream. And then I had another dream. I had 2 consecutive dreams of where I was just like running. This one is my dad and I were in the German countryside. Hey y'all, Scott here. And there was a curfew. And so the first dream was based off of something that actually happened where I almost missed my shift because as I was powering off my phone before walking into a movie theater, I get a call from my work and they're like, "Hey, you're 15 minutes late. Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh crap. I completely forgot I worked that day." So then I went to work. The second one is based off of how was happening in Spain, where there was a curfew from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. So that like sunk its way into my subconscious. So in this dream in the German countryside, my dad and I, it's like almost for the curfew time, but my dad, way in the distance, sees like this church on top of a hill, like a cathedral, but really, really small. My dad's like, "No, we're going there." But I'm like, "Well, what about the curfew?" And he's like, "Nah, it's fine." So, we're walking through the German countryside and we have to essentially evade what is like the Gestapo, like coming after us. We've got like backpacks and we're like jogging through and we have to like hide in bushes. And then we get to like this little village But the village isn't like old timey how you think a German village would be. It's like it's like a small commune of houses you'd see like
in the suburbs.
Yeah, like suburban houses. Like if you were to go to like Ojai.
Oh.
Like just outside of Ventura, where it's like these bigger houses that are in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like how it was. And we were like running around, and like the Gestapo were all here. They were like stationed here. So I was like running around. I was like hiding behind a door, and I like slipped in. Like they went into the room, and I slipped past the door and went out and stuff like that. And I remember they were like, one of them saw me, so I was like running, and I turned to my right, and in like past like a sliding glass door, so it's like a big pane of like a big window. There was just a bunch of old people just tied up, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I woke up. So
kinky.
Yeah.
Old.
So
bro.
I already told you the dream I had today, but since the folks listening to this probably know Henry from previous episode, I can tell that one.
Mm-hmm.
But first, I'm gonna tell this dream I had like 2 months ago now. So I am just like entering my house. You know, I lock my door behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking forward. I'm walking into the second living room. And I hear the door open from behind me. And I like turn and I'm like looking over my shoulder. And at the entrance, like the door entrance, I see the silhouette of the man. Like I can't see any of the details of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's so bright outside that like the light coming through makes it really hard to see him. But like behind him, my dog, Toby, who is currently dead, was outside looking at me, and I was like making eye contact through like the silhouette through to Toby, and like everything, like all of my natural instincts were like, bro, you're in danger right now. And then I woke up.
Fuck that.
And then the dream I had this morning, I was working at the warehouse. You know, I'm a customer service representative, so I pick up phones all day, and I'm like, how can I help you? So
True.
Henry gets up, and he's like, yo, my shift's over. I'm getting out of here. So I like look out the window and watch Henry like walk over to his car, and he gets into like what appears to be an altercation with one of our other coworkers who doesn't actually work there in real life. But, you know, they were like arguing or something. But Henry was just like, fuck it, whatever. And he starts like walking away. And the girl he was arguing with waves her hand, and a car comes over and just slowly runs over Henry.
Slowly?
Yeah.
It's like going like 20 miles, like not even that.
No, that's not what I mean. But when I say slowly, like it pulls up to run over Henry, but Henry was at like a weird angle. So it like 3-point turns to get like a better angle to run Henry over. And then it does. And I see this happen. And the only thing that's left of Henry after being run over is the top half of his head. The rest of his body is gone.
The top half of his head.
I reach into my backpack and pull out this blue manuscript notebook.
Right.
And in, you know, the dream world, there's weird shit that doesn't make any fucking sense, but your dream brain is like, oh, this thing that I've always had and know exactly what it does. This is one of those instances where it's like, oh, my blue notebook that heals me. I might be able to use this to heal Henry. I might be able to save him from dying. So I run down the stairs to like go out to the parking lot and save him. And all of a sudden I'm in a car. And my other friends are driving this car. And friend 2 says, hey, how's your day today? I'm like, oh, you know, work was whatever, but I'm pretty sure Henry is either dead or dying, so I need to get this notebook to him to heal him. And friend 1, who's driving, says, it's not going to happen. It's tough shit. I say, well, what the fuck? Why? Because we're driving away from my workspace now. And he says, it's 5 o'clock traffic. I'm not turning around. And I was just powerless. Like, I couldn't go out and save him.
Man. And that's when you woke up, and that was it? So you never saved Henry in your dream?
I either woke up or I can't remember what happened past that. But I remember sitting there feeling like, am I really just going to sit here and let this happen? While I was in the car.
Man.
And I was already... Like, I didn't witness the first half of the drive. Like, I walked downstairs and boom, I was in the car and it was like halfway away from work.
Because that's just how dream time works.
And I'm like, I can't walk there in time. I would have to get friend one to turn the car around.
He didn't want to because traffic.
Because of traffic.
Hey, you know what's crazy about traffic? You have to use more of your brain to, like, process what's going on than if you're just driving.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly stopping. And that's why everyone fucking hates it.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather be a zombie and just stare
I heard
the
that
road.
highway hypnosis is when your brain, because like that's on the flip side where it's in traffic, you're using like so much of your brain, so it's really frustrating. Where highway hypnosis is where you're driving with so little amount of thought, where it's so easy to drive that your brain is like, oh, I don't even need to process the image that I'm seeing. I'm literally just going to put a picture of what's happening and just shut the entire rest of my brain off and fall asleep.
Dude. Highway hypnosis scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
I used to get it all the time.
Oh, I still get it all the time. I don't get it. I've never gotten it while driving, but while in the passenger.
No, I got it while driving.
Oof.
Like, and it's the scariest shit because, you know, you're sitting there and you're like, fuck, I don't want to die, but my brain keeps half going to sleep. So that's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I've started just like at the points in my life where highway hypnosis was trying to actually kill me every fucking day because I had to wake up so early because I live an hour away from my school and shit.
Yeah.
I just started screaming.
Yeah.
From the beginning of the drive all the way to the end to keep myself awake.
I've actually fallen asleep on the road.
Seriously?
So have I.
And then
I was driving.
The bumps woke me up and I was like, oh, fuck. And then I was like, okay, I was awake for a while. And then, ironically, this podcast is all about Taco Bell. I pulled over and got gas and went to a Taco Bell. And then that kept me up for another hour. And then I fell asleep again, hit the bumps, and I was like, okay, I got to fucking pull over. And then I took a nap in the car.
When was this?
This is when I was driving back from LA after the second pop-up shop.
Oh, okay.
So I was in the sun for like 2 days.
Yeah, and you like barely got into sleep.
Oh my God, I didn't like sleep at all.
2 years ago, me and Dane stayed up super fucking late.
It was like what, till 6 in the morning?
Yeah, I got to Dane's at Carter was there actually.
I actually beat that record when I was in Spain. I'll talk about that in a bit.
So I get there, Carter and Dane are hanging out, and me and Dane start talking, and Carter leaves. Me and Dane were talking from like 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Woo.
And then we like went and got breakfast and shit. And I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna go home. And I was driving home, and I was, not only was I getting highway hypnosis, but I was also just fucking tired.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, and I start like nodding off in the car. I'm like, okay, this is really fucking bad. So then I start screaming. This is when I invented the screaming tech to keep myself awake. So I start screaming the whole way from Dane's house to my house. And then I'm like 2 minutes away from my house. And all of a sudden I black out and I hear, and then I wake up and I like was rubbing against the sidewalk. I was like, oh shit. And that woke me up real quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I got home and then I went up to my bed and passed the fuck out.
Oh yeah. Dude, immediately as you left, I passed out when that happened.
Not getting sleep is like the most dangerous.
Yeah. That's why I'm so dead set on getting good sleep, because if I don't, it kind of screws up my whole week.
I'd rather drive drunk than drive off of like 2 days of no sleep.
I mean, it's the same thing, like scientifically. I don't know about driving drunk though.
I don't know. Because, there's a scale to being drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're buzzed,
same
you're
with
probably not literally blacking out every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
When you're driving, like highway hypnosis will do to you.
But if you're driving drunk, then like legitimately drunk, that's possible.
Yeah.
Your brain's already.
If it's equally as bad, I guess no sleep is better.
Yeah, because then you're not like
getting fucked by California law.
Well, all law really, but yeah.
I think it's still it's driving inebriated in general, and technically driving while exhausted is technically inebriated.
Oh well, never mind then.
I don't know the definition of inebriated though, so it might only apply to
the definition of inebriated is being a baby boy who can't control themselves entirely.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Baby donkey.
Henry would probably know.
Yeah, he would probably know.
Let me call him.
Yeah, let's call him right now.
Really?
If he's still alive.
I hope he's.
That would
alive.
be funny.
What if he actually died? That'd be so. That'd actually be sad.
I was gonna say he might be at work, and then I realized like it's 2 hours past closing time.
Yeah, it's like almost 8:30.
Let me call this bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, highway hypnosis. It's one of those things though where it's like once it kicks in, it doesn't go away until you do something about it. But sometimes all you need to do to get to get rid of it is take like a 10-second nap. Like that's it. Like a 10-second thing. Or just get up and walk around. Like get your blood flowing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And you get your heart rate up.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the definition of inebriated?
Means to be like under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
Right. So if I was like at driving, right, and I was, dozing off while driving because I didn't get enough sleep, and I got pulled over for bad driving, would I get in trouble for being inebriated?
No.
What would I be in trouble for?
For bad driving. You're not under the influence of anything.
Okay, because Dane thinks that.
Oh, I double guessed myself.
It would be like under the same thing, but that's why we called you.
It's not. You're fine.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go drive all tired.
It's crazy that you got that DUI that one time. I hung up.
I should call Nate and Ty at the end of the podcast. That'd be kind of fun. If one of them answers. They're probably just playing Smash Brothers right now. Or at least Nate is watching Ty play Smash Brothers.
You get pulled over for bad driving.
Yeah. No. What would I get in trouble for? Bad driving. Oh, yeah. But I beat that record of latest staying up I've ever stayed up. Because I've never pulled a full 24 hours. But this was pretty close. Because I think I'd woken up at 10 a.m. that day. And I stayed up till 8 a.m. And this was in Spain. So we woke up at around 10, 11 every day, and we'd probably stay into the room, like, rotating showers until about 12, and then we'd go out and go do stuff. And this day...
shower together?
No, the shower was too small, and we tried on the first time, but, penises were too big to have everybody in the shower once.
Right.
Yeah, and our big old thighs. Yeah, that day we were hanging out with like Nate's friend. Nate actually has a friend at the place we're staying at in Spain. So we hung out with her for most of the day. And she was like, oh, I'm actually going on a trip with my family. So this is the last time we'll see you guys. So we said our goodbyes. And she left around like, I don't know, probably 8. And in Spain, people don't go to sleep until like normally 3 in the morning.
God damn.
And I think it was a weekend too. So
that's why they have like a nap period every day.
Yeah, siesta. People don't have lunch or dinner until 10 at night. Wild. But there was a curfew at 1. So after Nate's friend left, we were like, well, like it's our last night in this city. So let's figure out something to do. Actually, no, this was a different night from when we saw. So we saw Nate's friend and then she left. And then the next day was the last day in the city. So she was already gone. She was kind of our tour guide. So we didn't have our tour guide. So we're like, well, what do we do? So we just kind of like walked around the city, like went to places that we had already been to. And then we were like, well, like that's about it. So what do we do? So all of us download Tinder and change up our profiles to be like, hey, looking for people to hang out with. And I matched with like this group of French people and they're like, yeah, totally down to hang. And then they stopped messaging us and we were like, okay, well, never mind. And then Nate matches with this group of like German kids who just graduated high school, but they were like all 19 because I think they graduate like a year later than we do.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, oh, well, let's hang out with them. But they had a apartment at the beach that they were staying at, and we were like a 45-minute bus ride from the beach, so and walking would be like an hour and a half. So Nate is like, let's go do this. Like, let's go hang out with them. And I'm like, no, like there's a curfew at 1 a.m. and it's already like 11 o'clock at night. We would only be able to hang out with, like, we wouldn't be able to hang out with them. Like, it's not logistically possible. So he's like, well, let's just like, let's go. I was like, well, I want to go get gelato. So let's go get gelato. So we go and Nate's like, okay, I found this gelato place. Let's go here. So Nate picks the gelato place and we start walking and he's like, I'm going to tell the German people to meet at the gelato place. And I was like, okay, that's all right, if they can. And we're walking and we're walking and we're walking. And we walked for like 45 minutes to get this gelato place. And Nate's like, okay, this is about exactly halfway between the Germans and us. And I was like, oh, that's why we walked so long. There's a gelato place like every other block, and we had to walk 45 minutes to this one. So I was like, at this point, I was already kind of like pretty PO'd. Like I'm already in like a bad mood at this point. So we go to the gelato place and the portion sizes are huge. And all of us only eat about half of it. And we're like, this is way too much. Like it's too sweet. So it's like not good gelato. So I have to throw half it away and I'm wasting food, which I don't like to do either. So at this point, I'm like, The
Germans didn't show up, did they?
No, the Germans didn't show up. But then Nate is like, well, since we're already halfway. And I'm like, no, like this is not a good idea. Like this is a bad idea. Let's just go back. Like, what do we do? Like, what do we do past the curfew? And he's like, come on, let's just. And Ty was like, look, man, like, I think it'd be cool if we could go hang out with them, but Dane's kind of right. Like, it doesn't make sense. But Nate, for some reason, and of everything we did in Spain, this is like the thing that Nate was the most dead set on.
That was the hill he was going to die on.
That was the hill that he was going to die on.
He wanted to get in an orgy with the German kid.
Yeah, he wanted to get in. It was mostly girls. It was 3 girls and 1 gay guy. We figured out he was gay when we got there. It was like, okay, he's either a boyfriend or gay. And turns out he was gay. They were all, okay, I'll get to it though. So, and then we start walking, and the whole 45 minutes of walking all the way to the beach, I'm like, this sucks. Like, I just feel like I have a headache. Like, I think I got sunburned that day. Of all the days to get sunburned was that day. And well, we did go to the beach actually earlier that day, and beaches in Spain were they allow toplessness, so I did see some boobies. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty awesome. Actually, it was kind of underwhelming. Like the first time you see it, you're like, "Whoa, that's crazy," and then after a while, you're like,
"I get it."
Yeah, I get it. Like it's just kind of whatever. So even that was disappointing. So, and we're walking, we finally get to the beach, and we're sitting on this wall, and I'm like, this sucks. Like, I just don't feel good at all. I don't even want to talk to anybody right now, let alone people I've never met. And we're sitting there, and Nate's like, okay, they're almost here, because Nate's messaging them. And Nate's all of a sudden like, oh, I have to take a dump so bad. Like, he just has a wave of diarrhea. So he's like, all right, I've got to go. And he runs into the bathroom and just absolutely unloads his bowels. And while he's in the bathroom, the Germans start walking up to us. Like, I can see them in the distance. And I'm like, oh, no. Like, I am not mentally prepared to talk to these people. And thankfully, Nate comes out of the bathroom. He tells us, like, before the Germans get there, he's like, dude, there's no toilet paper. I literally had to use newspaper that was on the floor.
Bro.
Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah, but we talked to the Germans, and then, like, it was really awkward because they were, you know, like still basically high schoolers, and we're like college students. But they were like, hey, we brought beer. And Nate and Ty were like, oh, sick. So we go sit on the beach, and they start drinking the beer, and, you know, social lubricant, alcohol. They start loosening up, and it actually turns out to be all right. Like, I kind of get over it. Like, I'm like, you know what? This is actually like a good case scenario. And then it hits 1 o'clock, and we're like, well, what do we do now? And they're like, hey, you guys can just stay at our apartment until the curfew lifts up at 6. And I'm like, whoa, 5 hours? I don't know if I could stay awake for that long, but here we go. So that's what happens. We go to their apartment. We played, well, I started playing drinking games with them, but instead of alcohol, it was Fanta. And then I was like, what am I doing? Like, the point of playing of a drinking game is just getting drunk. So I'm just sitting here drinking Fanta, just drinking empty calories with no side effect. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to sip my Fanta and watch instead and just talk to them. So we talked to them. Most of them were cool. Although one of the chicks was actually kind of annoying. She would yell at the dude for being too loud, but she would yell at him for being too loud. So she was just being too loud. Anyways, yeah, every hour, like on the clock, like clockwork, top of the hour, the dude would start rolling a cigarette. And then Ty would be like, yo, can I have one too? So then he'd have to roll another one. And since he, like, as the night progressed, he got more and more drunk. So it would take him like 30 minutes to roll 2 cigarettes because he'd be talking while doing it too. And then, of course, you know, Ty needed one. But then we'd go up to the balcony and smoke them. And like every hour, I'd just see the sun come up more and more and more. Like it started to shine brighter and brighter. And yeah, we were there all night. Just, you know, having a good time with these German people that we've never met, probably never will meet again. And then we go up to the balcony for one last time, and we're hanging up there. And throughout the night, Nate just gets absolutely drunk. I realized that when Ty gets drunk, he just starts talking about politics. And when Nate gets drunk, he just is an absolute idiot. Just straight up.
More so than normal?
Oh, yeah, more so than normal. He turns into Jack when he's drunk.
Whoa. That's a scary thought.
Yeah. So, and like I remember it was like probably 3, 4 in the morning at this point. So we're not even full in yet. And I'm like, Nate, you should probably back off. And Ty too, who's had quite a few, is like, yeah, Nate, you probably need to chill. And he's like, I'm fine. Dude, I'm fine. And when Nate gets drunk, he gets this face. It just kind of gets like he just kind of gets this glazed over look that just looks like the what?
His meth face.
Yeah, kind of. No, not his meth face though. Like his face looks the same, but he's also got like always a little bit of a smile, and just like his pores just like secrete oil, and his eyes get all dilated, and it just makes me look like if I were to punch him in the face, it would break like porcelain, and that's what I want to do when I see that face.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like Nate when he's drunk, which is kind of funny that I'm just like exposing him on this podcast without him being there. So Nate, if you're listening to this, hey, what's up? Anyways, we're going to call him later. But, yeah, so Nate gets more and more drunk, and the Germans start messing with them because they can hold their alcohol. They were dumping Jaeger into like pints and then like filling the rest with Coke, but it was like a quarter Jaeger, and each one of them had like 4. It was crazy. And then they had beers on top of that. But to mess with Nate, 2 of the girls went into the kitchen and like mixed this drink of like wine and salsa, and I think they put a whole egg in there, just like nasty stuff. And they gave it to Nate, and they're like, if you don't drink this, then you're a pussy. And he's like, well, I'm not that. That's not me, dude. And they're like, well, then do it. You know, if you're not that, then drink it. And he's like, well, I don't want to drink it. Like, and they're like, well, then that sucks. He's like, well, fine, I'll drink it. So he starts drinking it, and he like literally while drinking it, you can see him like his body's literally being like, no, like, look, your mind is drunk, but your stomach is there enough to be like, dude, stop, like, quit while you're ahead.
You can't, bro.
But then Ty goes up to him and says, Jack wouldn't quit. And they just pounds the rest of it. And then after that, it was just Nate was too far gone. Like,
God,
and
Jack wouldn't quit.
Yeah,
that is such a guideline.
Yeah,
so set him up right there.
I know, they just set him up. Yeah, like
that was a disgusting finisher move.
I know,
submissive, breedable Nate moment.
Honestly,
yeah. So then, yeah, 6 o'clock hits. We go up to the balcony for one more time. They smoke a cigarette. Nate is just absolutely gone. So once like 6:30 hits, I'm like, all right. I'm the only sober one there. I'm like, it's time to go. Like, we've got a train to catch at like 3 p.m. At this point. By the time we get back, we're only going to have like 5 hours of sleep. So I like shoo them out. You know, we say goodbye to the German people. And then, like, Ty is pretty, like, just wasted in the sense where he's just absolutely exhausted. But Nate is still pumping on adrenaline, so he just will not stop talking. So we're sitting at the bus stop, and Ty and I are just literally like, just shut up. Just literally stop talking. And Nate's like, dude, this was crazy. The whole thing was crazy. And we get on the bus, and it's like a 45-minute bus ride back, and we're just like, just shut up. Just stop talking. Just please. It's 7 in the morning. I've been up for, 20 hours. I can't take it anymore. And then we get back. I piss. It feels like glass coming out of my urethra because all I've drank is Fanta for the past 6 hours.
I know that feel.
Yeah. And I go to sleep at around 8:30, and then I wake up at 1 and go, all right, today's a new day. So that is the longest I've ever stayed awake.
It's funny that both of our longest stay-up days were on vacation.
Yeah.
Well, days.
Yours was
Mine
coming
was
back.
longer than a day.
Yours was 2 straight days.
Well, it was a day and a half. Let's not oversell it here.
No, 36. I thought it was 48.
But,
oh, yeah. And then
would you call that one of your worst days ever? Because, I mean, that's what I call mine, is my worst day and a half ever.
No, it was probably one of the greatest roller coasters I've had within a day. But I wouldn't call it my worst day ever. Yeah. Also, Nate got food poisoning on the plane within the last 3 hours of our 11-hour flight.
Deserves it, honestly. What about you, Carter? What's your worst day / longest day ever?
Hey, man, I just want to say every day's a blessing, and I just want to praise God right now.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Now tell me.
He forgot. I don't think I have a worst day ever.
Yeah, I can't think of my
because
worst
I
ever either.
Choose to block out the bad stuff.
Yeah. I can think of really bad stuff that's happened, but I wouldn't consider it like the worst day.
Are you going to call Nate and Ty now?
No, I'll call them at like an hour, so...
We're getting to the end. Do you want to keep going over an hour now that...
Oh, yeah, actually, we have 6 hours that we can use tonight. Because it rolls over tomorrow for a new payment. So we can literally go as long as we want.
Let's just record like the next 6 episodes.
Have some backup ones.
Honestly, we can invite Henry over.
Do you want to?
How late do you want to stay? Do you have work tomorrow?
Do you have...
I kind of want to go home pretty soon.
Okay, we can figure it out.
Yeah, I got an Apple keyboard.
Too.
Yeah.
I want to fuck with it, but my iPad's at home.
Anyways. But yeah, that was my story. That's one of the stories from Spain. I'll probably tell another one next week. But there wasn't a ton of stories.
Oh, Henry doesn't like live here anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we would be asking him to drive from like a city over.
Does he live north?
He lives in Slough now.
Oh. Dang, that's far. Well, it's not too far.
That's not too far, but it's still a lot further than he was.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I need to pee. We should just end it.
Hold on. Wait, do you need to pee right now?
I'm going to pee my pants. Call Nate.
Okay. Ty always answers. Call Ty Marvelia.
Oh, I'm just going to...
He's doxes on it.
I know.
Before.
Margello or something.
Here we go.
Say goodbye on the podcast.
What up?
Yo, what's up? We're recording the podcast right now.
What?
Yeah.
Hi, Ty.
Okay.
Do you have anything to say?
Nate's a bitch. I hate him. I'm gonna kill him tonight when he's sleeping.
Is that it? Is that what you're gonna say?
That's all I had to say.
Ask if Nate's there.
Is Nate there? Does Nate want to say anything? Does Nate have any final words?
Yeah, wait, 1 second.
What's that?
Alright, you're on speaker, Dad.
Okay, cool. Nate, do you have any do you have anything to say for the podcast?
Do it fart?
Oh my...
Or do it stink?
No.
All right, that's enough out of you. All right, see you guys. All right, that's... Really? We didn't even hit an hour. Do you just want to go pee?
Just wait. We can wait a minute.
I know, but we have 6 hours to use up. We're gonna end at an hour after like not recording a podcast for like a month.
Why don't we cut this one off and then do another one after?
I gotta pee. I'm gonna hold it out for the hour mark, and then I'll go pee.
Do you have anything to talk about past an hour? Or should we just end it at an hour?
So basically,
end it right there.